How's it going, everybody? I'm meteorologist Joey Cognis back with your daily forecast. We have some severe weather possible for some areas on the East Coast and in Florida today, but that severe threat will die off pretty quickly as we get into the back half of this afternoon. But the big thing that we're focusing on is next week, where we could see a few systems move across the country, producing some severe thunderstorms. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on over the next few days. And then most of the country will be seeing some form of precipitation over the next several days. So that's good for those who are sitting in some drought conditions going into the early portions of this year. Looking at what happened yesterday, we had some hail move through Louisiana and Mississippi. Nothing super big. A couple of tornadoes in Alabama and Georgia. Some decent wind reports out there as well. Yesterday was more of a wind and tornado threat day than a hail threat day, like I had said yesterday, but decent windstorm moved through Kentucky, some 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there. Charleston, West Virginia had some decent wind, as well as a fairly strong tornado, also a fairly strong tornado through the north central portion of Tennessee. Went through, I forget the name, starts with an S out there, but went right through a small town out there. And then up north, we had a few more hail reports for portions of Indiana and Ohio, but still a fairly low hail threat day. And then just this one random tornado that popped up in Illinois, south of Chicago out there. So not super busy, but a decent amount of wind out there for you yesterday. Looking at what we have going on right now out on the East Coast, some severe thunderstorms possible for portions of Maryland and Virginia and North Carolina as well. We have some severe thunderstorm watches out there and a couple of warnings, I believe, but a few of these little cells along this line could produce some damaging wind gusts, maybe a brief spin up, and maybe some smaller sub-severe hail. Could get a random quarter or two just that pops out of one of these storms, but not expecting too much out of those storms. And then down in Florida, had some reports of stronger wind gusts out near the Gainesville area, but these storms should be moving off the coast and weakening over the next few hours as that cold front overtakes them. So not a super high-end severe threat today, but it is there, so we could see a stray damaging wind gust or hail storm or a brief spin-up out there. But nothing like we've been seeing over the past couple of days. We have this nice, strong, cut-off low-pressure system on in the upper atmosphere that's bringing those storms to the East Coast and Florida. Some snow wrapping around the backside for the Great Lakes region. Temperatures fairly cold at the center of that low-pressure system. And then down south, things are finally beginning to warm up again in Texas and Oklahoma after that cold front came through a couple days ago. And then we have this trough sitting off of the Pacific Northwest coast. That's what we're going to be focusing on for our severe weather next week, or not next week, going into this weekend and into the beginning of next week. So future radar, I forgot to update my keyframes there, but we have some storms popping up in on the East Coast there. Down in Florida, those storms will begin to die off pretty quickly. And then around 3, 4, 5 p.m. Central Time tonight, those storms will pretty much be dead and off the coast. We could get a few stronger storms that pop up behind the main kind of front there, but not expecting much to happen really after that 5 p.m. mark going into this evening. Should just be some decent rain Could see a few lightning strikes as well out there, but nothing super strong at this point. So there's that low pressure system that we were talking about. Got a nice jet streak on the southeast side of that, triggering those storms. And then here's that low pressure system moving on to the west coast that'll dig down to the southeast as we head into the back half of this week. And then on Friday, it'll run into the Rockies. Saturday morning, it should push off to the lee side of the Rocky Mountains there. Could trigger some storms in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. They're all kind of on the lookout right now for some possible severe weather going into Saturday. That will continue to push off to the east, northeast as we get into Sunday. So this could be another Ohio River Valley storm day for Sunday. And then as we get into Monday, the day of the eclipse, we'll be seeing some possible storms down in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas. So Dallas, if you were hoping for some good eclipse viewing chances on Monday, that might kind of be inhibited by some possible severe weather going into Monday afternoon and evening. So cloud cover could be an issue down there, but we're still pretty far out. So things could still change a lot, and we'll keep you updated as we go into this weekend on what we can expect for eclipse viewing if you're interested in that. So Wednesday, things kind of die down quite a bit for the jet stream, pretty calm. Maybe we'll get a system to pop up off of the Pacific Northwest coast again, but really looking like this weekend and early next week is when we'll see severe storm chances, and then it'll be pretty quiet for the back half of next week and going into next weekend. So keep an eye out on severe weather. Things could be changing quite a bit as we go into the next few days, but looking at the rest of the country for precipitation, got kind of a bullseye of high precipitation amounts in Montana and Idaho. A lot of that's going to be snow for the higher elevations, but for the lower elevations could be seeing a decent amount of rain. Same with the Northeast, the higher elevations out there could be seeing some snow later on this week. Breaking it down day by day, we got today the East Coast getting a good amount of rain, some snow wrapping around the backside of that. On Thursday, it's kind of split between the Northeast and the Northwest coasts out there, between snow and rain in the higher elevations. Friday, snow mainly for the higher elevations and some rain for the lower elevations. And then on Saturday, when we had that severe threat, this model isn't quite picking up on that precipitation for Oklahoma and Texas, but it is picking up on Kansas and Nebraska right now. So we'll see how that develops as we get it a little bit closer to Saturday, and then Sunday that system continues to push off to the northeast out there, bringing some more rain and snow, depending on where you are. Snow for the north and rain for the south, but we'll be looking at how things play out as we get a little bit closer. So 6 to 10 day outlook for rain, pretty much above average across the board for the central and eastern portions of the country. Slightly drier than average for the western and northwestern portions of the country, though that doesn't mean they'll be completely dry, just above or just below average. So they could be looking at being a little bit drier than normal, but still expecting some precipitation for them out there. And then temperature, if you're looking for those warm conditions to come back, we could be in store for some warmer weather in that 6 to 10 day period. Mainly for the Great Lakes, seeing pretty substantially above average temperatures, but then below average for like the Four Corners region and Colorado. So it could be a little bit cooler out there as we go into that April 8th to April 12th time frame. That's all we have for today. If you're interested in learning more about us, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Or if you're interested in purchasing a plan, go ahead and scan that QR code up above me. Or give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com, or check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness. Thanks for watching.